I know I'm gonna get flack for saying this, but here's the thing. Sony's press conference was pretty much pretty much Sony's E3 press conference from 2016 was just as good, if not only slightly better, than Nintendo's E3 press conference from last year. And what am I talking about? Why would I say that? I would like you to hear out all my points before thumbing this down. Please, hear out my points. That being said, let's get this started. Nintendo and them both cut the bullshit last year and this year and barely talked. They showed mostly gameplay, and they were short, sweet, show gameplay, go game after game after game. And that was nice. Next, let's see what else they did that was similar. Oh yeah, very few surprises that were like, yeah, fuck yeah, mofos! Oh, get hype! Very few. If not any for Nintendo. Sony at least had a few. That's why I said Sony's at least a little bit better than Nintendo's E3 last year. But let's see what surprises did Nintendo have last year. They had Amiibo Festival, Ultra Smash, Triforce Heroes, and Metroid Prime Federation Force. 4 games. What did Sony have this year that was surprising? And that we did not already know about, because we knew about God of War, we knew about Last Guardian, and so those weren't surprises. We did not know about the zombie game, Days Gone, and we did not know about Detroit Becoming Human. And really, was there anything else? I can't think of anything else that was brand new, that was new that came out of there. The Detroit Becoming Human game, and Days Gone. That's pretty much it. I'll throw God of War in there too. I'll kind of throw that one in, and I'll throw some, because we knew their studio was making a game, but we didn't know if it was God of War. But we had a good assumption that it was God of War. But let's see. We have those 3 games. Well, I think we did know that it was a new God of War game. We just didn't see it. Okay, so 2 games. Yeah, pretty much. So far, that leaves us with 2 games. Let's take a look, because I was arguing with my friend Better Gamer on this, and he's sitting there literally. And he was sitting there literally trying to tell me I was wrong for thinking that the game. Alright, let's see. What? Oh, yeah, the Spider-Man game. And that's. So, Detroit, Days Gone, and the Spider-Man game. That's it, alongside what? The Crash remastering. Okay, so 4 versus 4. Or let's compare those. Let's see. We got a generic party game from the We got another generic Mario sports spin-off that we've seen 1,000 times. We've seen 1,000 Mario sports spin-offs. We've had a couple of Mario tennis games. I mean, not a couple of tennis games. A couple of golf games, at least one. Yeah, we had one golf game, 2 baseball games, and a basketball game, a sport combination game, and 2 soccer games, and 1 tennis game. This is the sequel now to the tennis game, and it didn't look all that impressive. It really didn't. In it. Now, looking at Days Gone, same thing, another zombie game. We've had thousands upon thousands of zombie games. Heck, even Sony recently threw their hat in the ring with zombie games with Last of Us. This looks like Last of Us with motorcycles. Goals. And a little bit better tech. And it looks graphically, maybe. It really, just like how Ultra Smash just looks like the other Mario tennis game with Mega Mushrooms thrown in. Ooh, we love Mega Mushrooms, but that's the only new thing that was thrown into Ultra Smash. Ooh, we love motorcycles, but that was the only new thing that what you could stand out thrown in Days Gone. And if people are going to eviscerate Ultra Smash saying it was just lazy because blah blah blah, they're tired of sports and party games. Well, we're tired. A lot of people are tired of fucking zombie games. We're getting fucking sick of it. We've had Zombie U, Days Gone. Zombie U, Dead Island, Last of Us, Dead Rising 3, Dying Light. Right. What else? Now we're gonna have Resident Evil 7 and Days Gone on. And there's even plenty of more zombie games that I didn't even mention. We're tired of it. Just like we're tired of the Mario sports spin-offs. Give us a break of those 2 things. They're annoying. Stop. So if you're... I have a softer spot for the sports games because I actually do enjoy them. Just like I'm sure people like Better Gamer have a softer spot for stuff like Days Gone, because he actually enjoys those type of games. But if you're seriously gonna go out and go, oh, Nintendo's E3 sucked ass because they're oversaturating us with Mario sports games, and even though you don't play those goddamn games, so even if they weren't oversaturated, you would still say those games were shit. Just like how if they weren't oversaturating zombie games, I wouldn't say I would still be probably griping about them a little bit. So if you're gonna go out there and eviscerate Nintendo last year for that, don't expect me to give them Sony a free pass with their zombie game bullshit. It looked boring, generic. Days Gone looked generic. It looked like Last of Us with motorcycles. Just like Ultra Smash looked like Mario Tennis with Mega Mushroom. It was generic. If you're gonna sit there and say that game was generic and say that it was not worth talking about at E3 or a bad game, then I can do the same thing with Days Gone. Because they were both generic. And don't even try to use the defense, oh, you don't play zombie games, so why are you bitching? Well, you don't play sports games, so why are you bitching? Huh? No. Nobody. So stop. Just stop. Both games look generic and were in an oversaturated genre. So they're equally shit. Or they're equally or equally awesome, if no matter what, in an unbiased standpoint, because they're both genres are oversaturated, and They're both generic. Moving on. Alright. Instead of a new Amiibo Animal Crossing game or a new Metroid game, which people have been wanting for the Wii U, what do we get? We get a chibi designed Metroid game along some that, like, the designs look chibi and the gameplay is more of a Metroid Monster Hunter hybrid. And the Animal Crossing gets a Amiibo game and mixed with a party game. So that kicked people off, and that equally is equal to the Crash remastery. Instead of getting a new Crash game, all we get is a remaster and him getting a guest appearance in a Skylanders game, which requires figurines, just like the Amiibo Festival required cards. Both games. Ugh. Still, so really, people, you did not make that connection. We got two things from Crash that we didn't want, and hold on. Hold on. Pretty much. What the hell? What the fucking hell? How in the ever-loving of fuck are you seriously not going to make that connection? We got two things we didn't want from Crash. We've been starving for a Crash game, and instead of getting a new Crash game, we get a remaster of the first three, and then we get a guest appearance in a toy-selling game? Just like how Nintendo basically did two things. Instead of doing two bad ideas for one franchises, they do two bad ideas for two separate franchises. That's equal. We got Metroid thing, and we got Amiibo Festivals thing. Compared to both the two Crash things. And heck, the remaster in itself is not a bad idea. Just like how Federation Force is not a bad idea. It's the fact that it's been so long since a Crash or Metroid game came out that it's kind of less salt in the wounds. If they had also announced that, after this we'll be working on a new Crash game, and Nintendo had announced that for the NX that they would be working on a full Metroid game, and the Federation Force and what was it? The remaster for Crash wouldn't have been so bad. But the Amiibo Festival and the Skylanders thing both were garbage. Ugh. But they're even. So those both surprises, garbage, thrown out the way. Triforce Heroes and Detroit both looked pretty interesting. I gotta say, Detroit looked more impressive. Again, why I said Sony was better than Nintendo's. They're just on a similar level of, walked in, saw some stuff I liked, saw some stuff I didn't, and walked out. Not being angry, but not being hyped. My anger is coming from people going, fuck yeah! E3 Sony, yeah, bitches! Yeah! Like a fucking morons. What the hell? It is not that impressive what they did. It's God of War. Last year, Nintendo showed off Xenoblade and the Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover. And Fire Emblem Fates. If we're looking at the things as whole conferences, not just systems, Because if we were just comparing the Wii U stuff to the PS4 stuff, okay, yeah, the PS4 would be way more ahead. Sony's conference will be way more ahead of Nintendo's E3 2014, but because of the 3DS stuff, and we're comparing conferences, not just the console, so that means the conferences were closer together in quality. Seriously, guys, go back over both conferences, looking at everything that was announced, not just Wii U stuff, everything, both conferences. Look at everything and tell me, and really sit there and look at it from an objective standpoint of not, what genres do I personally like. Like, look at the games as if you were a fan of that genre. Or look at the games in general. Do they look and think about each individual's fan base? And even then, and if you're going to say, I'm more realistic, look at, like, more realistic looking games, then what about the people who, then, okay, fine. But if you were one of those people who like God of War, but yet also like Little Big Planet, you should have no problem with any of Nintendo's stuff from E3 2015, and you're a goddamn hypocrite if you're going to say, hey, that based off of how it looked, when you know damn well you like Little Big Planet 3. The E3 2016 for Sony was pretty good. It was solid. Not great, but solid. They improved the format immensely, and that was where all the amazingness came from. If they had all this content, again, if they had the content, the games, but put it in last year's format, this would have been garbage. But no, they improved the content, the way they presented it, and it looks so much better, so you think it's a amazing E3 when it really wasn't. It was just a decent E3. It's a decent E3. It's not that bad, not that good, but compared to all the other E3 conferences we saw this year, it was good. It was good. I walked out of seat. I actually sat down, watched the whole thing, and had interest. I was disappointed in areas. Disappointed I didn't get to see things. Like most people. Like, I literally said, "Oh my God, am I sitting here literally watching Sony do what Nintendo did last year?" There was disappointment in me a little bit, but also me getting a little bit hyped in certain areas. I was just sitting there going, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's shit. Oh, that's nice." Back and forth, kind of like what Nintendo did last year. Again, last year, I was disappointed because I wanted to see a new Metroid game, or an F-Zero game. I wanted to see some of these other franchises that have been gone for a while. Well, from Nintendo's lineup. Just like how this year I wanted to see a new Crash game. I wanted to see a new Sly Cooper game. Or heck, maybe even a new Jak and Daxter game. But we got God of War, which was already announced. We got God of War, but that was already announced, and we already knew that was coming. Kind of like how last year we got Star Fox, and we already knew that was coming. And oh Jesus, they even ended. Even the layout was similar. Sony starts off strong with God of War. Nintendo starts off strong with Star Fox. And I kind of liked Star Fox a little bit better when they showed more, or only because it had a little more action going on. But in hindsight, God of War was a little more impressive for for the fact that it was slowing down the series and not making it just a rage fest, which was actually very nice. A very nice way to take the God of War franchise after 3. Oh God, 3 was, from what I've heard, God, oh my God, that game, oh, don't even, nope, not even going there, not even going to talk about 3, backing away, but you see where I'm going. Owen, Sony pretty much, both Nintendo's E3 last year and Sony's E3 this year, they were pretty good. Not great, but good. I walked out feeling I hadn't wasted time. Bethesda, waste of time. I'm major waste of time this year. EA. I'm trying to hold back the anger. And then Microsoft was I fell asleep during Microsoft. EA's, I was literally trying to hold back glowing red eyes of laser beam anger. And Bethesda, I was just in there starting to fall asleep. Sleep and yawning. Sony, I was actually attentive and sitting there and watching it. I didn't go, woo! At any point, but I did have my moments of, what the heck is this? Detroit becoming human? Yeah, that looked very interesting. Zero Dawn, also very interesting. God of War, I was analyzing it. I really like the father-son dynamic. It kind of, in a ways, reminded me of when my dad would take me fishing. Anywho, well, that's pretty much. Oh, and one last thing, Nintendo. No. They're just by showing and giving us a name with Zelda, showing off Zelda, and showing off some more Pokemon stuff. They had some hype. They actually had some hype because they didn't get it. They told us what we were going to be seeing about 2 games that we were already really looking forward to, and gave us a good amount of information on. So, in a way, they kind of tied with Sony this year because they didn't show that much stuff, but the 2 things that they did show were hypeage. But Sony showed more stuff in a neat, orderly fashion that you could go back and find the information. So, all in all, I'd say I enjoyed the conference of Sony, but I didn't go woohoo at any moment. And Nintendo, they showed only 2 things, and it wasn't even in a conference manner. But those 2 things, I was going woo woo woo. I want information, searching for it. So I'll give it to Sony since they actually had a conference. But Nintendo, they were the only other ones who actually got me to have some enjoyment out of E3. Everyone else either bored me, pissed me the fuck off. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, and you, EA, more so you, EA, and anyone who knows me. I really am. The last couple of years have made me want to annihilate Ubisoft. So me being pissed off more at EA is kind of a testament that Ubisoft wasn't that bad this year. But ooh, EA Battlefront VR? Are you? I'm gonna calm down. I'm ending it with Sony's E3 conference was the only good conference, and Nintendo was the only other company that wasn't pissing me off this year. With what they showed. Peace.